guys, I'm at the woods with the kids and they're off playing, so I thought I'd make a quick video just to tell you what's been happening lately. So for the last 2 weeks I haven't been very well. I've had a really dodgy tummy, I've been feeling really nauseous, and I thought that I had some kind of a stomach bug, just because I just felt really rough, really run down, tired, etc. And I didn't really think anything of it until it'd been going on for like quite a while. So my husband said to me, if it carries on the next morning, because it was getting like increasingly worse, he said to me, if it carries on the next day, he said, why don't you do a pregnancy test? Well, of course I said to him, well, you know, I don't really see the point in doing a pregnancy test, because I know, like, roughly when I ovulated, I get migraines all around my ovulation time and migraines during my period or leading up to my period. So I know, and plus I had cramping on the Monday, and so I know roughly when, and plus occasionally I use ovulation tests. I follow like a natural family planning method in order to avoid pregnancy, and yes, I know that natural family planning isn't foolproof, and you know, if you're going to be intimate, then there's a chance you could get pregnant. But my husband's disabled, and we're not intimate very often, maybe once every 4 or 5 months, if that, sometimes once a year. So, you know, the chances of us getting pregnant are very slim, so it's not something we really have to like worry about too much. Plus, if we ever did get pregnant, it wouldn't really be a problem for us. It wouldn't be the end of the world. So, you know, obviously if we did not want any more children and we were like really trying not to get pregnant, we'd probably take you know, more concrete measures to avoid pregnancy. But, you know, it wasn't really a problem for us because the chances of it happening were so low. My husband takes various medication which affects his fertility anyway, and like I said, I kind of know when I'm ovulating, so I know which parts of my cycle are safer, well, not safe, but safer than others. Plus I'm still breastfeeding, and although it hasn't stopped my cycle, my cycle has returned. You know, it's just another kind of security, really, avoiding pregnancy. So I know when I ovulated on the Monday, and in order to like be careful, I made sure that it was like quite a few days later before me and my husband were intimate. We weren't intimate until the Friday after I ovulated. So if you think that's quite a long time between ovulation and intercourse, and you know, they say that an egg, the woman's egg, only stays alive for like 12 to 24 hours. So you know, I was pretty sure that we were in a safe time, you know, to be intimate. Anyway, so that's kind of like a little background information onto, you know, what happened. Anyway, so I said to him it's really unlikely and I don't see the point in it. Plus I'd had the symptoms so early on after intercourse that I didn't think it could be related. But anyhow, the next morning I was really ill again, so I took a pregnancy test, and there was a very, very faint line on the test, you know, a second line. Anyway, I have really erratic hormones, and like I just didn't think anything of it really. Obviously I thought something of it, but I wasn't too concerned. Then over the next few days I tested regularly and noticed that the line was getting increasingly darker. And I will like try and insert pictures and maybe some footage of what's been happening over the last few days. Anyway, to get to the point of the video is, so yeah, so according to the home pregnancy tests, it seems to suggest that I'm definitely pregnant. and I haven't been to the doctor. I haven't got any intention of going to the doctor. I haven't contacted the health visitors or midwives or anything like that, because in here in the UK you don't need to really see anyone until like 8 to 10 weeks anyway. I will eventually contact them if I continue to show positive and if my period doesn't come on. Yeah, I'm just completely mind blown at the moment. Not because I can't believe that I'm pregnant, because obviously we were intimate and we used very relaxed contraceptive measures. So I'm not shocked by that. So please don't bombard me with, you had unprotected sex and you're shocked you're pregnant. You know, I'm not shocked by the fact that I'm pregnant. I'm shocked that I just cannot believe that I'm pregnant again, because I never thought that I would ever be pregnant again. I honestly believe that Danny was our last child, our 4th child, and I really didn't want to have any more children because 4 was enough for us. And I have lots of difficulties in pregnancy and in childbirth. I really don't like being pregnant, if I'm honest, and my body doesn't really give birth naturally on its own without help, and there's often a lot of complications. So I really just didn't want to go through that again. I get hyperemesis gravidarum, which is like severe morning sickness, which I have to have medication for, or I could end up in hospital. And I get SPD as well, which I've separated my pelvis twice now in childbirth. So, you know, I really don't want to go through that again. And on top of that, you know, the idea of having 5 children is very daunting to me. And, you know, obviously I can accommodate another child. That's not being called into question at all. It's just daunting to me that it is going to be hard work, and, you know, it would have been easier, to say the least, to stick with 4 children, let's put it that way. Having a 5th child is going to be harder. But, you know, it's just very, very daunting. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm not saying that I'm unhappy. I'm not saying that I regret being pregnant. And I'm not, you know, if I felt that way, I would not have had unprotected sex, even though we used forms of protection. You know, really, you know, and I've made other videos in the past, and I'll make another video explaining why contraception is such a difficult issue for me. I have issues with the pill. I have issues with the, what's it called? The coil, the IUD, and I have issues with condoms. They just are not reliable. They always seem to break with me. So, you know, I have issues with a lot of contraceptives anyway. So, you know, it's not just a case of we didn't bother to use, it's what was fitting in our life for our family. I certainly wouldn't suggest my form of contraception to anyone else, because unless you have the kind of lifestyle that we have, where you're having intercourse very, very infrequently, and you wouldn't really mind if you got pregnant again, then obviously I would say, you know, this is not for you. This is for me. And I honestly believe that this is a miracle. You know, I believe all of my children, even though they've been unplanned, they've been surprises, I honestly believe they're all miracles, and I believe that they're all little gifts from God. So I am really happy. I'm very excited to be pregnant, but I am absolutely terrified. I'm not going to lie to you. I am absolutely terrified, and I'm just in shock. And every time I try and think, imagine what this baby will be like, imagine, oh, I'm going to be pregnant, you know, I'm going to be getting a big belly, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to be exhausted, I'm going to go through child. When I try and think of these things and imagine it, my brain just won't let me take it in. It literally hasn't sunk in. I haven't really had a chance to talk to very many people about it. My husband's been unwell today, so he hasn't really, I've told him, and he's really, my husband is absolutely over the moon. My children, they know about it, and they're absolutely over the moon. So, you know, everyone's delighted, but it's just when something is unplanned, when something's a surprise, it's a shock. It is a shock, you know, especially, you know, in life we like to plan our futures and plan, you know, how things are going to be. And when things, you know, happen outside of your control, you know, obviously we could have controlled it, prevented it better, but when something happens, it's very unlikely that it just captures you by surprise. It really is, like, it really, you know, it's hard to take in. It's really hard. And I think that this, out of all my pregnancies, is going to be the hardest one for me to accept, that I am pregnant. I really would like to skip the pregnancy and childbirth. if I could skip the pregnancy and childbirth, I'd probably have 100 children, you know, because I do love kids, and I love being a mum, and I love all my children. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, there's times when I see babies, I'm just like, oh, I'm so broody. You know, I just love babies. So I'm not, you know, and obviously I must be quite good at it because I'm constantly seeming to get pregnant and, you know, so my battery ran out, and I'm just going to quickly say goodbye to you. And, yeah, so that's what's been happening, and I'm going to make a proper update explaining everything a bit better, but I just wanted to put this out there for now and enjoy my video, and hopefully I managed to get the pictures in that I wanted to. So see you later, guys. Bye.